Take two. I am still not used to this computer. There's so many times where I hit the end button instead of the pause button. Oopsie. So anyway, I was deep in thought talking about um, what I have endured and the poisons that are in my body now that my doctor is currently trying to get out. In fact, emailed me yesterday, my doctor, because that's how much he cares about my health, to say, hey, we've noticed some things too that we've experienced ourselves, him and his neurologist. And if you're still feeling weak and that, I've got some remedies I'm gonna have to send for you. So I emailed him back to let him know what's still going on with me. So I can't wait to send him this spreadsheet, even though it's not the greatest looking spreadsheet. But I started this medical journey with blood clots in February of 2020. So I had a routine during that time that I was recovering and trying to climb back up to the surface. You know, when you are a tax collector like me and you've signed your name thousands and thousands of times and you're given the release papers from the hospital and you can't remember how to sign the rest of your last name, yeah, it does something to you. It was like a piece of me died, and I was like, wrong answer. I'm going to retrain my brain. I said, there's so many brain cells out there that people do not use. I know I can retrain my brain. So one of my friends from Fort Wayne that I met at Club Soda, old Sherry, little dynamo, told me about Caroline Leaf. So what did I do? Started looking at her stuff and started watching some of her videos about retraining your brain with the Bible. It was unbelievable. And it was hard. It was not easy because I forgot, and thank the Lord, I'm so transparent and descriptive about how bad it was at the beginning that I could barely teach myself because as soon as I overworked my brain, it hurt more. And I didn't need any more head pain because I was already living with a level of a 10 daily, 8 to a 10 daily. What's your pain on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, it's 10. What's higher than that? And doctors didn't want to hear that. Well, tough. That's that's the truth. If you want a different answer, ask a different patient. But that's the answer I'm going to give you. My pain is off the charts. And I live with it 24/7. So don't tell me in your parameters that that's okay. Because my parameters are different than yours. So start this journey with blood clots. Get used to a routine. Find this amazing doctor to get the poisons out of my body because I knew my primary care physician, Dr. Peachin in Goshen. He looked at me, your body cannot process pharmaceuticals. I said, well, no one should. They're poison. So when I found holistic remedies when I was living in Indiana, he was all about it. He just wanted me to keep him informed on the process, which I did. I kept him well informed. Then I got down here, went to the ER one time, ironically in February of 2021. What a freaking nightmare. Medical profession isn't any different down here than it was up there. In fact, it was worse because they literally kicked me out of the ER, said that I denied medical treatment, which was a lie, a blatant lie. I still haven't dealt with that situation either. So I go on a medical seeking trip, finally get a diagnosis for what's wrong with my brain, my blood clots from my Harvard neurologist, which I can't even repeat it because I let it go in one ear and out the other because I was like, whatever. You just gave me a label, by a man in a title. Oh, wait, here, we're going to give you some more drugs. What part of I don't do pharmaceuticals did you not hear? My body doesn't process them. It is poison to my body. Come on, Hannah. Come on. So then I meet with Dr. Herman in Davie, Florida. And he sends me, first off, after a conversation, to the tooth genie. After he is the only doctor throughout my whole journey that I can recall that asked anything about my mouth. Right after the blood clots, my teeth started breaking out and no pain. I couldn't go to the doctor because I was already dealing with pain off the charts in my head. Dentist, how on earth am I going to go to something that has been a thorn in my side ever since I was a kid? I hated going to the dentist because they were mean and hateful and cruel. And I never left there with a smile on my face. I was always in tears and in pain. So I meet with him, and he does a CT scan of my mouth and tells me not only am I going to have teeth removed, I'm going to have 9 teeth removed. I said, what? Okay. If that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. I said, we're not taking the front ones, right? He goes, nope. I said, well, thank the Lord. Are you going to have to give me wax teeth or something? Because there's no way I'm going to walk around without front teeth. I can't do it. I can't. If it's in the sides and the back, so be it. He said, we'll fix them down the road once you heal. I don't care. Because when I go to heaven, my whole body's going to be new again. And I've taken care of my body. Even if I was abusive to it, I still took care of it. The things that were meant to poison it, I worked out to get rid of them so they didn't poison my body or destroy my organs. Unlike other people, I had to try to beat the system constantly in life. You know, here I am, a female in the predominantly male world, trying to make it work. And a man does my logo. It's a man's business suit because I'm a woman with balls. I said, boy, is that poetic. I love it. He said, I knew you would, the artist did. So when you start looking at this whole journey that brought me to working on a spreadsheet to list these toxins that my doctor did an audio recording for, and I re-listened to it yesterday and started typing them in and looking at my remedy sheet, which is holistic remedies and purified water, to make sure that the main ones I know that are wreaking havoc on my body, I list. Now, from that point then, I went to every single item that is harming my body internally and externally, all the side effects, and I only picked out the ones that I have to put in my spreadsheet. Any other ones that they have, I didn't even put on here. I figured it doesn't matter. Well, I have almost all of them anyway. There's very few of any of these side effects that I don't have. And in fact, anytime I was prescribed any kind of pharmaceutical, I had the rare side effects. Every freaking time. So, wasn't so surprised that the J&J causes blood clots. I mean, was I an early case? I don't know. I kept asking the doctors. No, no. No, Natalie, you're a rare complex case. You've got venous thrombosis, blah, 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 blah. So, all 3 of them have heart issues. Well, guess what I'm having? Heart issues. Where I sleep with this little gel pack that you can either put in the freezer or heat up. I put it in the microwave. Then I wrap it in a heating pad and put this hoodie that I've packed corn in, that's 5 to 6 pounds, and put it on my chest. Wrap my arms around it. Let's see, how do I do it? Like this. This is how I go to sleep at night. With my, well, you've seen it in my other videos. I call it my nightcap, but it's a day cap too because I wear it all the time. Thank you, Andy. Oh my gosh, for sending me that. I can't even tell you, heating that in the microwave for a minute. So I put that in the microwave for a minute, put it on my head. Put the pad, the gel pack with the heating pad, plus that weight, holding on, say my prayers, and fall asleep. That's how I'm sleeping every night. Because these drug manufacturers found a way, even though I said no, to get their toxic drugs, poison, in my beloved body. You don't think I'm pissed off? I've been pissed off. And then, what was so poetic was going to the tooth genie and him talking about my discolored teeth. He didn't know my history. He didn't know anything. He just knew I had blood clots in my brain. He said, your mom must have taken a lot of tetracycline when she was pregnant with you. No. Instead, I was on it all the time to make sure that there was no evidence of what she was doing behind the scenes to my beloved body. I was always sick. Well, you know why? Because she was poisoning me with decon. And what that's done to my body going in is even worse coming out. Because I'm telling you, when they come into your body, they have side effects. Well, when they come out of your body, they're going to have side effects too. So I'm battling them being in my body, plus them coming out of my body with the remedies. Fever. Dry cough came back. So the tetracycline causes fever too. Aches and pains, tired, lethargy, headaches. Severe with the J&J. Well, let's go back to where this all started. February of 2020. Blood clots, severe headaches. Well, I don't know about you, but since I never got any of these, I would like to know from each of these drug manufacturers how their poison made it into my body. That's what I want to know. Wouldn't you want to know? If you said no, just like if a woman says no to sex and then is raped, this is no different. You don't think that they didn't rape my body by poisoning it with their poisons? I call that rape. They did something to me that I didn't approve, nor did any of you. Muscle pain. Oh, I get it. This is a scroll like in touchscreen. This one is not. I knew that was going to be a problem. I knew I would get used to something, and then I'd be like, Dang it. I knew I didn't want that for a reason. Joint pain. The one that's been in me the longest. That's Moderna. Nausea. Never had vomiting. Not once throughout all this. Just tons and tons and tons of nausea. So when you've got Moderna in your system, that causes nausea. J&J that causes nausea. Decon that causes nausea. Tetracycline that causes nausea. Um, High fructose corn syrup that causes nausea. And soy lectin that causes nausea. You think I'm going to not have nausea? Fatigue. How am I going to have energy? How am I even going to store it up if my body is in a war zone? Abdominal pain, muscle pain, leg swelling, edema, shortness of breath. Well, that's two of them. That's J&J and Pfizer. Yeah, I got that too. It comes and goes. Dizziness, chest pain, discomfort. There it is again. Low blood pressure. Tremors, shakes. In fact, today it's calm on the outside, but that's not. The inside feels like this. I feel like I'm on the edge, like I'm an addict needing something. That's how I woke up today. And it almost feels like I'm plugged into an outlet. Not kidding you. Respiratory depression. Yep. Heartburn. Yep. Stomach fullness. Yep. Discoloring of teeth. Bloating. So when you take the time to understand the magnitude of where your wellness is and your well-being, and then you look at what those poisons that you said no to, what they're doing to your body, you don't think I'm in fight mode with the enemy? You can't have my heart. I'm sorry. It's not yours to take. And I wasn't born with a heart of gold that loves unconditionally with anyone I meet for you to come in and poison it and take me out. I've had it with all this BS. Enough already. When is the rest of the humans in this world going to understand the magnitude of this? When your choices no longer have value, they're still going to do whatever they want. When are you going to use your voice? Or are you just going to go with flow and just deal with it? Well, I'm not. I've never been a throw away the key kind of girl. Oh, I can sit and learn and listen and then do my homework before I open my trap and start talking about stuff I don't know anything about. And it's kind of like I'm bringing my whole journey home. Shame on those people that said, worry about yourself. What else can you do? Really? I've hit the golden boy, Yoda. I finally found somebody that gets our bodies. Our bodies were knitted in the womb perfectly by God, our Creator. And then what did man do? Come in and tried to do whatever they could to take them out, destroy them, so they could control the population, so they could control everything with all their rules and regulations and laws that they want to make sure all of us follow. But they're going to make sure they bend them every which way they can and laugh all the way to the bank with all of their earthly riches. I may not have been perfect in life, but I've never been one to deceive. Never. I have always been honest, and nothing has made me sicker in my life that adults, grown adults, lie constantly. So much that some of them I can't even stand to be around anymore. This world needs to lighten up because the darkness is no longer in hiding. And if you don't take the time to do your homework, in my favorite book on earth that should be a bestseller, I took it to bed because I've been reading in bed. I apologize. I am behind in my Bible reading, and I've been reading to myself. Well, I'm reading out loud to her, but I've got to catch up. I can't take it that I am behind in my Bible reading. That just, to me, I feel like I'm being disrespectful to him, that I've committed to something and I've gone by the wayside. But I've had some issues. Now I understand why. I walk with faith. Being trendy is fun, she thought. But there was an incredible comfort in knowing God's love for her would never change. And that's the truth. You know, my entire life, I always tried to look for a man that could be an equal. Unfortunately, those men that I thought were that way were playing roles. They were playing dress up. And as soon as I surrendered to him and said, well, I've looked high and low, and I married the one that I thought was going to be my one and only, because I didn't go into marriage lightly. My wedding vows meant something to me. Well, they obviously meant nothing to my husband, who lied to me for a month while we were married and then wanted to end the marriage. You want to talk about a reward? The night before he was going to leave me. I asked my boss for the night off, for the day off, the next day off. I said, we are just not doing well. We have got to sit down and have a talk. I said, this is going nowhere fast, and it is miserable. I'm not happy. He's not happy. Something's got to give here. And I wake up and find a piece of furniture out of our condo that we were renting in Apollo Beach, Florida. And I looked at it and I was like, and the dogs were gone. I thought, Now all of a sudden he comes in. I go, what's going on? Comes in with the two dogs, Sam and Charlie. I'm moving out. I'm filing for a divorce. I said, excuse me? He says, you're never going to be happy. I said, don't you want to talk about it? Nope. I said, so you've already made the decision. You don't want to go to counseling? Nope. So he said, I'm going to pack up and I'm heading back to Michigan today. I said, all right, well then let's pack you up and let's get you going. So I got garbage bags and started packing. I said, because you're not coming back. Want to talk about a gift? I came from him. Thank you for that reward. Now remember, he wanted the divorce. Wanted no marriage counseling. Didn't want to talk about it. Nothing. And of course, obviously, his mom knew about it because she called and left a voicemail on the answering machine. Oh, honey, did you get going yet? And all this. So, the coward flees and runs back home to mom and starts dating. Well, we're still married. And refuses to sign the divorce papers. So I have to prolong the divorce and get a one signature divorce. Because he thinks it's okay to move back to Michigan, sleep around and do all that, and not sign the divorce papers. That's not how it works. Again, I didn't say those vows. For nothing. They meant something to me. And when I watch the countless people getting married now, oh, I saw it. I was in Key West dealing with the whole nonsense with the house. "40 years they were together, and they're finally getting married. So they've been living in sin for 40 years. People are getting married left and right without being clean, without repenting, making full atonement for their wrongdoings. I think it's beautiful when people get married. What I don't think is beautiful is the people that have made a mockery out of something so sacred as wedding vows. Now, I understand abuse, and that is a zero tolerance, just like with me. He committed adultery, and I didn't even use that as grounds. But he did. Marriage is something that you don't go into lightly. I didn't. I was madly in love with my husband, and we were engaged a month after we met. We met in September and we were married in August. I was in love. Complete, whole heart love. But I obviously was not equally yoked. And I never married again. Oh, I wanted to. But every single man I dated was actor. Couldn't be honest. Couldn't be a man of honor and integrity. Instead, they had to play the role of it. I can dress up like Madonna. Doesn't make me Madonna. It's time we use our voices to stop this once and for all. If you were at a wedding, and the only wedding I would have spoke up at was the biggest sham ever, I'm disgusted that I even was there for it. This couple got married before the wedding, lied to the bride's parents. I've never seen a more unhappy bride and groom in my life walk down the aisle. And they were already married. And everybody's supposed to be quiet about it. I said, I'm not. I don't give a crap. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. I don't care. Sorry if you don't like the truth. But the truth is your daughter lied to you. And now she wants everybody else to lie about it, about what they did. Oh, and that couple, they're no longer married. There's a surprise. Really? So if you were at a wedding and the minister says, if there's anyone here, you better speak up and use your voice. Because there are people getting married left and right now that have no business getting married. And I can pick out one right now, and I'd love to attach a name to it, but I just hope this individual enjoys his wedding gift. From yours truly. Because it's about justice. It's not about evil or darkness. It's about right from wrong. And I never know on my journeys where he's going to lead me, but he knows I pay attention to detail. I have my entire life. So for me to take a back seat of my life and go back and start dissecting every single piece of it, and then utilizing my post on Facebook to help fill in some of my gaps in my memory from having blood clots in February of 2020. It's amazing how the puzzle starts forming a picture. And the picture is not anything that you ever imagined in your life. You have to know the rules of the game and how it's played in order to break those rules intelligently. And that's what I'm planning on doing. Everybody wants to do it man's world way, to change the world. I'm going to do it the Natalie way, the way I've always approached life. Not like anybody else. Not what anybody else would think to use as a weapon. But I'm going to tell you right now, your heart and your head and what comes out of your mouth are weapons, not to be used for evil. They're to be used for the greater good. Let your heart control what goes on in here and here. And make sure your heart is protected with his armor, not that dude down there. You know, the one that put your armor on, suit it up, put your breastplate on, and your belt of truth. Surround your heart, surround your head, and use your voice. If we can unite this world in love, we can end this. That is our weapon. Love. Unconditional love. Look around. And look what he did in my life. And I'm only 56 years old. I'm fighting for my life every day. Not because of what he did, because of what man did to me and everyone else. Those that are not showing symptoms must have incredible immune systems, is all I can say. I find it hard to believe that every person on this earth does not have symptoms from being poisoned. Sit down and list them out and go look, is all I can say. Do your homework like I did. I'm still trying to digest this BS. And I know people think that that's not Christian. There is nothing not Christian about Natalie Kokonowski. Natalie Renee Johnson Kokonowski. Let's make it right. So if anybody tells you otherwise, you tell them. Just saying. Because frankly, I've had enough of it. And that, you don't think I'm going to contact all of these agencies and give them a list and say, I want to know what you're going to do for me. I want to know why you think it was okay to poison me. You poisoned the wrong girl. And every human on earth should feel the same way that I do and want justice. And that's all I'm about. And justice. Not just for me. I want justice for all. And if you think I'm doing any of this for me, well, then you haven't been listening to any of my videos. Because God gave me a second chance in life, and I'm living for him. I gave up my right on October 15th, 2019. So what was I? I don't even know what age I was. Who cares? I live for him now. And it's a much happier place for me to be. I'm never alone because he's always with me. And I wrap myself up, hold on to myself, and start praying. And then fall asleep. Now, I don't wake up that way, but I'm just saying, protect your heart, protect your brain, from any more nonsense. Get rid of the outside noise. Get rid of the outside stressors. There's no stress when you turn to Him. None, zero. None, zero. God had my back when I went through that divorce. And you don't think He doesn't have it now? I've tested positive now 3 times. Moderna 3 times. All 3 of them together twice. And this last time in May, higher doses, higher levels. So they're not taking them out of what they're putting them in, they're putting more in. When are we going to stop the source? When are we going to get to the water supplies so that there's no more poisons in the water supplies? When are we going to start mandating the food? Are we just going to wait around and watch another person kick the bucket? And say, oh, well, they had this. I don't know. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep fighting because I don't care how much I hurt. I take my breaks when I have to, but I can still keep using my brain even if I have to lay down to use it. And I got videos where I've been laying down uploading them too. Well, there's a will, there's a way. And with me, the sky's the limit because I know where I'm headed with my unconditional loving heart, that I will fight till the bitter end for them not to destroy it. Today is another gift. It's another bonus day. We grab that book, and that's how I'm going to end it. On a light note, right? Okay, life's a gift. So 192, and this one's entitled Picnics. Think about my words as you would taste food. Job 34, verse 3. Yeah, that's something else. That's one thing I didn't learn in the Nut House, which I thought was really a group. Well, it was actually group therapy. It was actually out after I was released from the Nut House and went to group therapy about really enjoying food, really taking a bite, and really enjoying everything about it, the textures, the flavors, the how it keeps changing as you eat. It's a really fun dining experience if you ever eat like that or if you always eat like that. But our society is eat on the run because you don't have time. What do they do in Europe? They sit down and they enjoy their meals. The quilt has been spread on the prettiest patch of grass you could find. The basket's open, revealing the goodies inside: sandwiches, chips, fruits, veggies, and bottled water. You reach for the paper plates and napkins, ready to get this show on the road. You call out to the children, come and get it, and they come running. Minutes later, surrounded by those you love, you're enjoying the finest meal you've shared in ages. There's something so special about a picnic. It makes the ordinary sandwiches and chips seem extraordinary. Seated on the ground, legs crossed, you feel carefree and young again. Something about this outdoor experience whisks you back in time and you're a child, running across the park straight to your mother's quilt so that you can nibble on peanut butter, sandwiches, and swap stories to make her laugh. It would have been nice to have a mom like that. Oh, the joy of a picnic. Maybe it's time to host one. Whom can you invite? That was pretty fun. Lord, I love feeling carefree. I've always been a free spirit. I don't have to go outdoors to get that feeling. but it doesn't hurt. I gotta have my sun. I have to be outdoors. Even if it's small doses, I'll take whatever I can get. I need my son, and he knows I need him too. Lord, I love feeling carefree. I don't have to go outdoors to get that feeling, but it doesn't hurt. Show me how to create experiences for those I love, children, grandchildren, and so on. I want to instill memories they will never forget. Help me with creative ideas, Father. Amen. Well, I hope. Ooh, mm, ooh, sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Say some prayers for me. I obviously need some with that little episode. Um, Stay tuned. I'll have more coming up. Love to all bunches and bunches. Bye.